was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Vivian Johnson. I used to work at Standard Furniture, a branch manager. I've got 3 kids, which is all over the 30s. Not one is married yet.
Desiree. I was a dispatch clerk. I have no children, I've never been married.
I'm Rita Bonwa. I've been married for 43 years. Got 8 children, 6 children and 8 grandchildren.
Avril Janus, I'm 69. Was married for 30 years, worked as a manageress for burgers. Now doing voluntary work for the HIV shop in Mowbray.
I'm Shireen Davids. I got married at the age of 32. I was married for 30 years, no children. Worked at Fritz-Care Hospital for 37 years. Retired at the age of 65. And I love being home now as a retirement lady. Yeah, I enjoy everything. I'm at home. I live with my daughter, my one daughter. And as I say, I enjoy life. If they come and tell me, oh, we're going here, I'm ready, I'm really ready. Otherwise, I don't even cook for myself. Take life easy, no husband, no nothing, I'm free.
That's the best part of having a husband. Having a husband, that's the best part. You just need to suit yourself. You don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, it is true.
If you feel like a baked potato tonight, you're going to have that. You don't have that worry
being married,
of cooking for someone else, or seeing to children and that type of thing.
Being married to an older man, I was a breadwinner, obviously, and there was no fun in my life because he was a homely person and I had to go work, come home, cook, do this, do that. And, when he got sick, he passed away because July the 22nd of this month, he'll be dead 9 years. And now only I can say that I'm free. Not that I wanted to be free of him, but I'm free now because I never had all that in my late years, what I'm having now.
No, now you're
so
having
that
golden
is,
years.
So that is the challenge I'm having. Yes. I can go where I like, I can do what I like, and no one to tell me or to report to. I mean, there was in the 9 years, I've met somebody, but not recently. It was somebody that I knew long before I even thought I was going to get married. But he was married, and his wife passed away, and remarried again for 4 years. And then when my husband passed away, he came back. We crossed paths again. But it wasn't the same because knowing a person over 40 years and then beginning to know another person, you think you know that person, but you don't. So when he heard that I was a widow, he thought he could bring up the M word, which I didn't like. No. And I still don't like it. So I feel that I'm more happier being a single person and spend time with my family. I'm a twin sister. I've got a twin sister as well.
You can't tell your own child what to do. They say she can have sex, and if she's pregnant, she can have an abortion without you knowing. So you got no control. The people of today got no control over their own children.
The government's got more control over the children than what the parents has.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't punish your child. You dare not hit your child. I mean, how ridiculous. When we were children, we were given with a shambok, and it helped us. No, it's sad, really.
Whatever they want, they get. They want designer clothes, they get it. We had to use clothes that was passed on from the one to hand-me-downs. But today they want designer clothes, and they get it. And that it goes to the head, and they think we can do and we can get what we want.
But it's totally out of control. Really, it is. Because people don't care anymore. You know, they're not worried about sex and AIDS and all that. They just still do their own thing. So there's not that big a scare about AIDS at all because it's still going on.
AIDS is mostly among the gay guys, but that's not
That's
true.
not
It's the whole universe.
The white kids used to get work and we had to struggle. We got the bread, the blacks never got anything. Today, the blacks get
Everything.
and then we still get, now the whites don't get, which is wrong. It is the past. They should, look, it's a new government. They said, Mandela said, never again will you be judged on your color. You see? But still, is the blacks getting work here in, and Mandela himself said, Western Cape is for the colours. Beautiful work.
Yes.
But they get all the jobs. Our children must struggle to get work, and the poor whites, I mean, they've got to go overseas, which is wrong. I think that's wrong.
It's 15 years ago. They can let it now. Right. You know? And each one get a job on their merit, not regardless of colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put a ratio. Say, okay, out of 10, you say, okay, 5 blacks, 3 coloured, or 3 whites and 2 coloured. But at least give the children work. Now your children, they go to college. I know of people that went to varsity and they're still looking for work. And then people that hasn't got that education, black, they get put in there, which I think is wrong. They need, look, we mustn't miss the point that the blacks need to come up. But you don't force them because you are actually making them to fail. Then they feel bad.
Exactly.
They feel bad.
Because they can't cope with that type of thing, that job. They're not experienced enough in their job. So they're going to feel bad at the end of the day that they've been pushed into something.
If they're not strong, they will turn to drugs, to wine, to cover that hurt. And then they will just go down. Instead of helping them, you got a white or a color that is in a position, put a black with for a year. Let him learn.
Yes,
Let him learn. But they kick the people out and then they put me in that got no experience. That is the problem. That is the problem.
You know, that the one can show the other one. The white guy can show the black guy what is really going on. That's why we're sitting with so many problems in the engineering, in the waterworks, and all that type of thing. Because there's no qualified people.
We got a good country. I mean, I don't want to leave here. This country is, I think it's one of the best. It's just they must live at and see, that's it, and see that everybody gets a piece of the cake. Not somebody get half a cake and one get the slice.
We're supposed to be a rainbow nation, so I mean, really.
I was earning a very low salary at the time. And my husband, of course, was a breadwinner. And he didn't get, I was the breadwinner, he was at home. He didn't get a pension because of me working. They don't give men pensions, especially at the hospital, if your wife is working. Anyway, and that particular day, I needed to buy things, but I never had enough money. And I went to Pick n Pay here at St. Peter's Square, and I just bought what was necessary. But looking at the people filling up their trolleys and things like that, it hurt me a little bit. But I'm supposed to compose myself. Anyway, can I just... Then I stood in the queue, but no, I walked around a little bit, checking this and checking that. And as I came to the veg side, there was a plastic bag lying on the floor. It was full of money, and there was cards in. And I happened to pick it up. It's almost like the Lord sent me there. And I picked it up, and I looked at this this plastic bag. It was a roll of money, and there was cards in. And I walked down the aisle, one aisle down, and came across another aisle, and I walked again down the same aisle, and I came across another aisle. And I said to myself, I don't have money because it was another 2 weeks before it was payday. And, give me a tissue, please. And I said to myself, What am I supposed? Thank you. What am I supposed to do? And I prayed there as I was standing, not that anybody can hear. And I said to myself, no, I'm not going to let the devil get the better of me. I'm not going to. In any case, this does not belong to me because there is cards in there. If there was no cards in there, what was I supposed to do? And then this voice said to me, no. And I walked down the aisle again and I went, no, and I asked this person, tell me, who is the manager here? And he said to me, there's the manager sitting. And I went. And I said to the man, excuse me, I just picked up a plastic bag full of money with cards in. I don't know who it belonged to. So he said to me, where did you pick it up? I said, over there. So he said to me, step one side. And he said to me, did you look? I said, no, I didn't. I don't even know who it belonged to. And he opened up the bank while I was standing there. And while he was busy there, a woman came in and she started looking on the floor under the trolleys and what. And she said, I said to the man, excuse me, do you think it's that woman over there? Who knows? So he called the woman and he says, ma'am, can you just come over here for a minute? And she came over and he said to her, have you lost something? She said, yes, I did. I lost a bank bag, a plastic bag full of money, but most of all my cards. It was a Woolworths card, it was a bank card. But before she came there, he looked and he swiped and he could see who the person was. And he said to her, well, I'm sure this is yours, isn't it? So she looked and she said, yes. She must have lost it somewhere. He said, well, this is the woman that picked it up. She picked it up, and it's a converted woman herself, a woman that's a born Christian herself. And I gave it, and he gave it to her. So she came around and she thanked me, and she said, you know, you could have taken it. I mean, that was the lowest point of when I needed the money, but I didn't have enough. But I did the right thing by talking to my maker up there. And I gave it to her, and she hugged. She said, it's, you know, lady, I've never met an honest person with that amount of money. But really, God bless you. I send many blessings upon you.
My lowest point was actually when I was in my 40s and I had this paralysis of my legs. And I worked in a clothing store. And, you know, I had this emergency op, and then I was told that I may lose the use of my legs completely and I may have to go into a wheelchair. That was the lowest point in my life, which the Lord came into my life at that stage, and I am walking.
I was drawing unemployment, and then I had an account at one of the stores in town, and I had to go and pay them, and it was Christmas time, and I came out of there feeling so down because I was always buying presents for the children, my family, not my own, but and that year I couldn't, and that was really a low point for me.
Man, I had an affair, and that was 30 years in my marriage. I mean, I was married 38 years. I was married 8 years that time. But every time it came up, and I always denied, you know. Yes. And so I am to blame if I had to. And she gave me hundreds of chances right through the years, you know, to admit, because that was worrying her while I was living all right. And so what is happening to me is my own fault. I can't blame anybody else.
I was also married for 30 years, and I divorced my husband after 30 years, and I would never go back.
Is he still alive?
I also had the same problem, womanizer, drinker, and I always said that, you know, I was married Catholic. I always said all the years, I will never leave and break up my home while my children are still small. But when my son is finished his matric at school, then I will leave. And that's exactly what I did. So I will never go back. I'm much happier on my own.
My dream is, I am at this age, is that this I will stay healthy and I can work for the Lord. That is all. I don't dream bigger than that because we had our time.
My dream would be to travel to foreign lands if I had opportunity,
You have the money.
if I had the money.
My dream is to see my grandchildren make a success of their lives.
I dream of at least 2 or 3 weeks at the garden route in a cottage by the seaside. I would love that.
My dream has now already come true because I'm selling my house and we're going to live out on the farms, my sister and I, with her son and his wife and their 3 children. So my dream has come through. I don't have to dream anymore.